let's get into it. Harry, before we get into the mess that is the Big 12, because boy, there's been a lot going on this week. I just want to talk about real football. So let's talk about Steelers.
All right.
Training camp has started. Boy, do we got some stories emerging already from training camp. The first one, Najee Harris is, so far, he's everything he's been advertised as and more. Not only is he a delight in every interview, boy, is he doing some stuff on the field.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we had heard. We'd heard, I think it was Big Ben had made a comment that you can't get him out of the building. I saw some, what was it? It was a picture of him doing some crazy one-handed catch, saying this guy's a running back. It's exciting. I mean, the guy can do it all.
One-handed catch in the video of him running up the side, and it took 5 Steelers to drag him down. Like, oh my God. It's so everything I hear about him is exciting. Every interview you get excited. You just feel like this is a superstar in the making. And, you always worry. I mean, he was a first-round pick and he was advertised, but you never know what you're going to get. But so far, so good. I'm liking everything I've seen there. But on the negative side, early reports from training camp, the line is struggling.
We knew that.
Massively.
That takes time.
It does take time. I mean,
training camp just started and you're putting 5 new guys together. So.
Yeah. It's a lot of chemistry. People learning new assignments. You got a lot of rookies, and you're going against a defensive line in practice that has been together for a long time, and a good defensive line, the front. So it's going to take time. I did see someone says, though, it hasn't bothered Najee Harris. Apparently, even when the line struggled, he's making his own holes.
Well, we'll see. I mean, that's good, but yeah, I think if history has told us anything, is you got to have a line, because no matter how good you are, if you have no line, those guys are going to be in the backfield.
You do, and it's going to take time, though. I mean, hopefully they can get some experience in training camp, but it's one of those things. Week 1, they're not going to be. But everyone be patient with them. I think they'll get better. I think they're good. They're good players. It's going to take a little bit. Another big development in training camp. And we talked about this a few weeks ago, and you didn't think we'd see anything in training camp. You thought we'd have to wait for preseason or some actual games, but Haskins has already taken over the QB2 role in practice.
Good. Hopefully he keeps playing above my expectations.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, so far in practice, he's looked really good. Apparently, from reports and videos and everything everyone said, he's been by far the best of the backup QBs, and Mason Rudolph has underperformed him and Josh Dobbs. Mason Rudolph had a tough day. I was watching practice, the videos the other day, and reading reports, and he got picked a lot. He was making a lot of bad decisions, and everyone has said Haskins has been by far the best of the backup QBs. And in practice the other day, he was moved up to QB2 reps. So
good. We'll see a lot of them in the preseason.
What could make Mason Rudolph expendable, because I still think Ben likes Dobbs, and I think they'd prefer Dobbs in a third QB role than they would Rudolph.
Yeah, let's see. A lot of teams don't like to keep a third QB around just because they'd rather have somebody that can play, on special teams and be back up. So we'll see. I mean, if Haskins is clearly dominating in the preseason, I wouldn't be surprised.
So far, it'd be interesting to see what we see in these games coming up.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen Rudolph. He's been a starter. You saw what he had, and we know it's not what we need. We need something better. So,
and people had really high hopes. I've seen a lot of people saying he's the next QB after Ben goes for some reason. He's got a fan club.
He had potential. He was good in college.
He had potential, but I remember someone put a Twitter quote from Tomlin. I forgot about the season when he took over, when they put Duck in. And Tomlin was asked about putting Duck Hodges, and Tomlin said, well, he hasn't killed us. So Mason's already, I mean, his resume professionally doesn't look good so far.
Yeah.
So with that and getting shown out in practice, maybe the end of him in black and gold pretty soon. We'll see.
Be an interesting preseason, something to look out for.
Well, that QB2 battle. Another really positive from our draft picks, Pat Freiermuth, tight end, has been shocking a lot of people with how good he's been in training camp. Ebron, I guess, has got hurt the other day, so he's been out. So Pat Freiermuth has been taking a lot of the heavy TE load. People have been saying, man, he looks good. He's been blocking. He's been making some catches. So a good second round pick.
I think that's the important thing for him. If he wants to get on the field, is he has to block.
He has to block. You're going to need it with the line.
He's a great receiving tight end.
Mm-hmm.
He's not, he's not anything to talk about when it comes to blocking. So this guy, I think he could get on the field a lot more if he's blocking.
My screen went off again.
Yeah, it's okay. Technical error.
Yeah, I figured this out eventually. But yeah, he's having a big camp. And one more person I want to mention, actually two more people. Cornerback, we've talked about a lot as being a position of weakness. So far in camp, a lot of people, the word on camp is James Pierre, corner, has been dominating. He's had a lot of picks, and he's just been a monster on the field. So that's a good sign.
It's really good. Hopefully he steps up and keeps playing.
Yeah,
that's how the Steelers have done for a long time. Is they've plucked these guys out of nowhere and make them serviceable. So hopefully this guy can keep it up and maybe become a star.
Yeah.
You never know.
So far, so good. I'd still like to see some depth. So again, if
the weak spots, so he'll get his chances.
Yeah, I mean, you may have to move someone and get some depth, but so far, so good. Another big one, Deontay Johnson, has looked really good so far. Could he be merging as the true number one receiver? He has had some drops as of the last few practices, which is kind of his down, but people have been liking what they're seeing from him in training camp.
Yeah, that was kind of a red flag, kind of the second half of last year. They need to work on it. I mean, he's improved. Hopefully continues to get better. Watch the drops. Yeah. That could be a killer,
But of all the wide receivers, and we have a lot of them, he's the one I think that's been impressing people the most. You've heard more about him than Juju or Chase or anyone. So he's doing something.
He's got, there's competition out there to play between Juju, Claypool, and Johnson.
Yeah.
You haven't earned anything yet. You gotta get there. You gotta work. It's just starting.
It's exciting though, and we're going to get to see some of these guys sooner than later because, Harry, the Hall of Fame game is Thursday at 8:00 on Fox. This is not an advertisement for Fox. We have no affiliation with them unless they want to. But,
right. Steelers,
Cowboys. What's more exciting than that? And it is a preseason game, so you don't expect to see any of the big names. But being a Hall of Fame game, does it have a little more meaning? No one wants to lose the Hall of Fame game.
There's a little more just because it's the first football game, after summer and after the off season. A lot more people will tune in than, any other preseason game.
Yeah.
Plus it's Steelers and Cowboys, two bigger franchises. Hard Knocks is with the Cowboys this year. So you'll have that show as they prepare for the Steelers when that comes out.
Yeah.
Probably next week.
Everyone wants to win. No one wants to be the loser of the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, it's good.
Get your guys in there.
It does. To me, win or lose, it doesn't matter. Yeah. I just want to see.
At the end of the day, it's a preseason game.
Yeah, I've never cared about your preseason record. It makes zero difference.
In fact, I think the last time we won the Super Bowl, we went 0-4 in preseason that year, and I thought it was going to be a really bad year. So it doesn't matter.
Other than I want to see the rookies. Other than Harris, I don't want to see Harris out there too much.
No.
Nah, running back stuff.
Protect him.
Taking those hits. I'm sure he's going to get out there, and it's good to see him out there. But God forbid,
he might get a couple reps in early. I'm sure they'll want to get a look.
I'm sure they'll play him. I'm sure he will get it a decent amount. But I want to see these other guys.
Yeah, but yeah, that's exciting. It's here, guys. Preseason's here. A few weeks of that, and like I said, a month away. I think the first football game is September 9th.
Yep,
September off the top 9th. Of my head. Okay. Let us know what you guys think about that. We'll keep an eye on training camp. We'll have a lot to talk about after this preseason game. I'm sure we'll see Mason and Dwayne Haskins in there probably. So that'll probably be the story from next week.